Okay, here's the Schlenk tube tutorial by UNH. So as you can see here, we have a Schlenk line set up where you can see that the liquid nitrogen flow comes out of this clear tube right here, and it goes up into this Schlenk line here into this lower tube system. So these Schlenk tube here is for nitrogen flow. And the top vessel, as you can see, is directly connected to this red vacuum line, is for vacuum. So here's my Schlenk tube set up here. It's currently open. I'll close it in a moment. But the first thing that I'm going to need to do, which will take a few moments, is put the glass dewar onto this setup here. And then I will fill this trap with liquid nitrogen and also put it on. That takes a few moments, so just one sec.
A few moments later.
Okay, before I put the trap up, I just wanted to show that, well, the trap is up. This is called the trap here, and this is the dewar. So I put the trap up, and I just wanted to show something very important because it'll probably happen when you do this the first time. You have to make sure you have some sort of connection here with your trap and the Schlenk line, because likely without vacuum it is going to fall on its own, or when you release vacuum, see, it just did it, then it will fall. So that's why we do that here. This is filled with liquid nitrogen. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to put the dewar onto the trap, make sure it's closed when I do that, and then I will turn the vacuum pump on. That's a switch for it. And one thing I want to mention before I do that is that all of these vessels here are closed. So all those knobs should be closed. You shouldn't have any air open, and if you do, you'll hear a noise from the vacuum where it's sucking in a lot of air. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, now I have turned the vacuum on. The dewar is up on the trap, and you can see the vacuum pressure right here. It's going down really far, close to 100 millitorr. So that's pretty good. It's normal to have it a bit higher, around 300 millitorr if your Schlenk line is smaller or not as great. So you can see that I currently have it set up to my Schlenk tube, but I do not have any vacuum into that tube yet. So let's turn some vacuum on. Okay, I'm gonna start taking some vacuum into my Schlenk tube, and here's how I'm gonna do it. So currently I have it closed here. You can see that that means that to the vessel it's closed. So I just want to remove the air from this tube here. So in order to do that, I will need to open up the tube to the vacuum, which is this one. So I'm going to do that now. And when I do that, you can see the pressure went down from 100 millitorr back to atmospheric because there's air in that tube. You can see me opening it up. All right, so now we're removing air from that tube. It looks like it's mostly gone, back down to 100 millitorr. So what I want to do next is remove the air from my Schlenk vessel. That's the whole point of this. And I'm going to do so very slowly, keeping an eye on the pressure as I do so. And you can see now it's open. Okay. So now it's open. The pressure is not going down too far, but it is going. So if the pressure didn't go down, then that would mean that I had some sort of leak with my Schlenk tube set up. You can see that I put a rubber band around this part of the Schlenk tube here, and that's because that's where we can get some more air leakage. You can also get leakage there, but one way to take care of that is to put some like oil or grease onto your glassware, and it helps stick better, especially under vacuum. So yeah, that's basically all for the setup there. In this demonstration, we mainly only use the vacuum on the Schlenk line. Again, there is a nitrogen system for the Schlenk line, so if you have any air-sensitive chemicals, you can expose it to nitrogen and remove all the air from your Schlenk vessel. I did not have to do that in this case, so I did not use the nitrogen system, so please refer to a different video if you're looking to use that. And alright, the next thing we'll show in a little bit is how to shut down the Schlenk line when you're done using it. Okay, so now it's time to shut down the Schlenk line. The first thing to do is close the tube, the connection to the tube from the Schlenk line. So I'm going to close that. And then the next thing is to close the connection from this rubber tube here to the Schlenk line. So I do that by closing that valve up there. So I'll do that now. Okay, so that's closed. So now the next few steps are going to be fairly quick because they have to be. The dewar will be taken down very carefully. It's heavy, but once that happens, I will open a valve to allow vacuum into the air. So that'll decrease the pressure in the system. And then we basically just turn off the vacuum. So first I'm going to lower the dewar. Next step's very fast. Open it up. You can hear that it's open. And then shut off the vacuum. That's it. That's how you shut down the Schlenk line. All right.